Hi, this is Maggie. I wanted to talk about the North Node going into Aries, South Node in Libra, and that will occur on July 18th, 2022, this year, 2023 and 2024. So, yeah, the nodes are like invisible points. They're on the ecliptic, and they're like karmic points, and so they've been on the Taurus Scorpio axis, accenting money, joint finances, and material goods, but whatever. Now they're moving on into Aries and Libra, so the focus will be on individuality versus relationships. So if you're Aries rising, or Libra, or actually any of those are cardinal signs, and the cardinal angles are Aries, Cancer, Capricorn on the midheaven, and Libra. So it's going to be sort of like me versus them, or trying to be yourself within a relationship, or maybe you have codependency issues to work with relationships, or maybe relationships from the past. The South Node in Libra could bring people from your past karma, maybe in relationships. Like say if you were a cheater, if you had like a backup girlfriend or boyfriend, or broke up a marriage, whatever. It can. The seventh house, what it does is it's a mirror. It's a mirror, and Aries frequent all the time. They forget that, and it's all about. They have such a fragile, vulnerable ego that they're kind of like brand new on Earth. So it's not always about the other. They're like a baby, and but Aries is going to learn a very hard lesson about the other, working with other people, trying to have more friendships, come out of their isolation and their individuality, and yet they form their ego, but they need to be more inclusive. And because the North Node is in Aries, so for Libras, you always look to your polar opposite anyway, to learn lessons from, no matter what sign you are. So Libras perhaps need to learn to individuate, maybe not be so clingy to maybe a relationship that's bad for them, and they stay in it for a sense of security when it's way past time to go. And but I find Libras are happy. They feel a real compelling need to be in relationships, and Aries always wants to do it independently. Like, I don't need anyone. It's like, but you do. I mean, you do need people, and no man is an island. That's a good phrase for Aries rising. Yeah, so it's going to be 2 years, and you can look at it on a collective scale. There's going to be a lot of Libra's diplomacy, and Aries is ruled by Mars, the god of war. So there's going to be like, a lot of diplomatic trying to make the peace, or there may be a lot of breakups, break up to make up. And but that doesn't mean just because you're in Aries or Libra and the nodes are there that you're going to break up. But it's possible. Or, excuse my voice, I'm still getting over this cold flu thing. But somebody new could come into your life, Aries. that's possible too. With the North Node is a big deal to have a North Node in your in your sign. It's a very karmic point. So something should happen, you know. If not, someone coming into your life, you realizing your own uniqueness and maybe that putting that into someone else's life. And that doesn't, the seventh house, it is the house, it's mirroring, you know, it mirrors mirrors others. So when you're being, if you're being, you know, self-centered and pointing the finger at others, it's, you know, there's three back pointing at you, and that's what Libra's doing. Libra's, you know, so you can't just say it's their fault, because it's something in you that you see. That's why they say Libras mirror you, and it's a sign of justice. But yeah, so I had thought on this, but it's kind of evaporated. Yeah, it's individuating. And there's something about Aries. Oh, yeah. Just the importance of the North Node. It may be being yourself, of course, within relationships, you know, within your relationship. That's a hard thing to do. I mean, my generation had Saturn and Neptune in Libra in the seventh house, and that's when, you know, that's kind of when, you know, there may be not protests, but there may be a thing against monogamous marriages, but it's kind of how it was in the 60s and 70s. People started living together and kind of had issues with marriage. And what gave the issues, I believe, is Neptune. Neptune, I mean, you fall into this romantic, idealized love and just idealize this person way out of proportion. And then Saturn comes crashing. Well, Neptune, of course, the illusion is broken. The bubble pops, and then you see reality. Reality is not, you know, you're going, who is this person? Why does everybody leave me? Why do people find all these why do I choose all these people? This is actually Venus in Pisces too. Why do I choose all these people or all these creative ways unconsciously for people to leave me, whether they die, they have an arranged marriage, you know, you just pick losers. You know, my dad used to say to me, I have Aries rising and Venus and Pisces, but he'd go, Maggie, where do you find all these losers? You know, but it's the universal love of Pisces, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So hence I'm talking to, it kind of leads back to Neptune being in that generation, Neptune in seventh house in Libra. So there was a huge revolution about relationships and marriage, and so that will come up for sure. That'll come up for sure. So you can get a free chart if you don't have one. You could go to astrodienst.com, excellent website, or you could go to AstroSeek and get a free chart. And if you're looking for your North Node, it's like a horseshoe. Somebody said it was like a headphones for the newer generation, the headphones. But a horseshoe, and the South Node, it's the upside down horseshoe. So you're not, some charts show it, some charts don't. So if you don't see it, it's just the exact polar opposite. Like if the North Node's in Aries, the South Node, though you don't see the upside down horseshoe, it'll be in the opposite sign. So anyway, I'm going to leave this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. And everyone, please take care. And yeah, so basically look to see what sign your Aries and Libra polarity are in. And that will color it even more. So I just kind of gave you it's the basic Aries Libra polarity is going to play out anyway, everywhere collectively. So the signs or what house you have it in will just add a little more color to it. So everyone, please take care.